Well, I mean, first of all, the wage to cost of living gap would not exist in the absence of regulation and subsidy, at least not nearly as much. The fact of the matter is that one of the reasons you have housing shortages in blue areas is because of development restrictions that are largely created by the left. The reason that you have massive inflation right now is, again, because of left-wing financial policy.
What?
It tends to be that wages...
Before we even get to the wage part, a left-wing housing policy is guaranteed housing for all, is public housing. That's not... There is no guaranteed housing for all in America. The idea that the left is the reason why people are homeless, why there's a lack of housing for people, affordable housing, is completely ridiculous. You can blame both parties, of course, but the Democratic Party is not the left. But that's how they throw everyone into the same bucket. But anyways,
it tends to be that wages move in tandem with costs, generally speaking, because again, there is no such thing as a non-living wage. Nobody dies on their wage. That is not a thing.
What? Nobody dies on their wage. Oh my god!
Completely insane.
This is honestly every week. The real issue is that one side operates where you literally have to have facts. You have to site check. You have to this. You cannot just spew things off at the mouth. And the other side just fucking... What on earth would no one die?
They lie with impunity. And
there's working homeless. There's people who are homeless and live in their cars.
Mm-hmm. Yo, the average American lives check to check. Okay, the average American is one missed fucking check away from shit erupting from underneath them. The majority of what is debt in this country is medical debt. People quite literally do in fact die on their wages or lack thereof. Like it's an absurdity. And for these people to sit up with all the money that they make, it's actually sick. It's wickedness. Like even to their own audiences, it's wickedness to sit up there with the kind of money that Ben Shapiro fucking makes, to sit up there and say that and put that out there. And then for whatever reason, these fucking idiots, because they want to galvanize around the bigotry of it all, around the silent pretext about what it's really around, they allow for these people to come out and spew and support policies that really keep all of us broke. Because it's not just, again, capitalism, class solidarity, and the lack thereof, right? It affects everybody. The average American is struggling across racial lines. Lying ass, my God. All right, play him.
Gonna finish. I'm not even sure what else is left here, but let's see.
Is why when people say living wage, the question is, well, what do you mean by a non-living wage? Do you just mean a wage that you don't think is high enough? And for what job? And what does the market look like? Well, I mean, first of all, the wage to cost.
Yeah, that was the whole thing. All right. Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's just this is the kind of thing where, I mean, he spews obvious bullshit every week, and I think that the running theme here is that these people maintain their positions, maintain their jobs, maintain their salaries, despite all of that, or not really despite, because of that. Like they are in their position to lie to people. That's why they are there. And billionaires, they're millionaires being paid by billionaires to lie to working class people, and they do this on a regular basis.
As of 5 days ago, it says Ben Shapiro's net worth. Ben Shapiro is 39 years old. Has a salary of $3 million and a net worth of $48 million. This hobbit sits on his fucking ass for a living and runs his mouth. And he has a $48 million net worth. That person is going to sit there and tell you that whatever you're doing, depending on what you're doing, whether or not he respects it, your working class labor, whatever it is, you do not deserve a wage where you could somebody making millions of dollars to run their mouth gets to tell, it's perfectly acceptable that there's a wealth of people in this country living beneath the poverty line, that there's a wealth of homeless people, that the majority of Americans are living check to check. It's sick. Like, it shouldn't even be allowed. It's sick. It should be called out as an egregious bias that can't even work. Like, you can't say that shit in good faith. Like, how much they paying you to sit on your ass here? And
he pretends you don't
even dance.
He does it while pretending to stand up for working class people, railing against like Hollywood elites, for example. Guess who his parents are? Hollywood elites. His mom was a TV executive, his dad a composer in Hollywood. Oh, wow. Two Hollywood elites, and he rails against the Hollywood elites. Pretended to be working class, or not working class, but pretends to fight for the working class. It's all
the
just
exact
a
same
complete
TV
ruse.
network, or I guess online studio that just offered Steven Crowder $50 million, and yeah, spread over 4 years. But like, that's just obscene cash. You know, that's like what news hosts get to say that kind of shit.
That's more than Anderson Cooper makes at CNN.
That's fucked. That's fucked.
Right-wing money goes very, very far.
They have so much unlimited resources. This is why their shits. This is why they top the Facebook video charts every week, because they pay for a shit ton of advertisements. They push their videos up in the feed because they pay for that to happen. And every week, if you see, like, there's like Facebook video rankings every week, Ben Shapiro is up near the top, if not at the top, every single week, because they have unlimited resources to push this garbage out there. And this is why Facebook in particular, because it's so easily gamed. This is why people on Facebook are so fucking stupid, because this is the shit being pushed to their feed on a regular basis.
Yeah,
sorry, Facebook audience, people watching.
We love you all, but you're not like the rest. No, it's so frustrating to me that like people who watch this, who are fans of Ben Shapiro, I mean, like, most people are not rich. Most people are not millionaires. So how do you not have this like visceral response? Or he's gaslighting you. He's telling you that, you know, you're getting paid fairly and whatnot, where he's sitting on his iron throne, rich. Like, you should see that and never watch him again, be turned off by it, but people will come back and eat it up.
They don't care about, because that's the thing, right? You, by galvanizing, what they're rallied around is the pretext, right? What it's really around. That's what all this whiteness, all this, that's what all this woke is, all these culture wars, all these different things. But that's what they're really about. They bought into the idea. That's why, you know, it's not allowed. You're not going to hear any mainstream critiques of capitalism. You're not going to hear anything about class solidarity, because what they need to be convinced of is that what it really is all these marginalized others in here trying to take from you, and they're trying to get more, and they're bleeding this thing. That's why you don't have, and you're not getting what you rightfully deserve. And that's what they're really rallied around. What he's really saying is these broke ass niggas who don't deserve no more than they're getting want more, and we won't fucking stand for it, because they are not like you hardworking, good Americans. That's what he's really saying. That's what they're galvanized around. The rest of that is just pretext.
Yeah, they don't feel like he's talking to them. You know, he's talking about the people who are a lower caste than them, because, you know, a lot of people, like, there's this whole trope that Americans feel like they are just, I don't know what the saying was, like, they're gonna be a billionaire someday. They're just like currently humiliated billionaires, and one day they'll be a billionaire. So they don't want to be too hard on billionaires, when it's like, no, I'm sorry, but you're never going to be a billionaire. You're not going to be a millionaire. Like, in order for you to become a billionaire, like, statistically, you're more likely to get bit by a shark or struck by lightning twice. So it's not going to happen. But because of this hope, this whole American dream, which is capitalist propaganda, like, this is why people believe the bullshit. It's sad.
All I hear you saying, Mike, is that there's a chance.
There's a chance.
All about the chance. Now, will you sell your friends out for the chance is the question, and your colleagues.